So 3 main topics we'll talk about today. The first one is how to avoid jet belly. Have you heard about this term? Do you know exactly what I'm talking about? Because this is an actual term that a patient asked me about and say, hey, Dr. Islam, I am planning on going on a trip on the plane and I want to make sure I don't get that jet belly. And I was like, what the heck are you talking about? I have no idea what that is. I looked this up. This is an actual term when you travel or go on a plane in which your belly gets so big and distended, you feel like you're 9 months pregnant. Let me know in the comments down below if that is like you or if you felt this as well. And it's actually a true term. It's actually used in the airline industry. What actually happens is that as you go up on a plane or go into different altitudes, that changing in the altitude will actually cause gas in your belly to get bigger and will cause your belly to expand as well. So you have that sensation of just a full belly, feeling like you're 9 months pregnant, and you're feeling you can't pop enough gas. You can just poke a little pin needle on there and all that gas will come out. And bloating in of itself is a terrible condition to have. It's such a problem for a lot of my patients. And bloating on an airplane, I'm sure it's even worse to have those issues with that as well. So if you suffer from bloating, or even if you're worried about what may be causing bloating whenever you're going on vacation, don't you worry. Your poop guru is here to give you tips to help out with that. So number 1, my recommendation for bloating in general and also for jet belly is to determine the trigger foods that most commonly cause bloating. I'll give you the ones that I typically recommend for people to avoid. Milk products is one of the biggest ones I recommend for people to avoid. A lot of people don't realize that they are lactose intolerant, and this can occur either as a consequence of age or especially later on in life. And so milk products like cheese, milk, ice cream, you cannot metabolize that correctly, and all of a sudden you have this gas and buildup inside your belly. Number 2, broccoli. Broccoli is so great. I love broccoli, but it produces a lot of gas. It's one of those foods we typically try to minimize whenever somebody has a lot of gas inside their belly. Number 3 are Brussels sprouts. I, for the life of me, cannot eat Brussels sprouts. It is a terrible problem that I have. My gas is really, really bad when I have Brussels sprouts. I can't believe I'm admitting that on a live stream, but yes, it's true. I also have gas issues when it comes to Brussels sprouts as well. Beans and cabbage are the big ones as well. So kind of you want to avoid those trigger foods that most commonly can cause bloating to occur. Number 2, if you're gonna go on a flight, I would recommend for you to minimize or even skip alcohol and caffeine. That can both cause irritation of your GI tract, to make your GI tract more sensitive, and also to make you feel more bloated than what you may be as well. Number 3, you probably know this, you want to avoid carbonated drinks. That carbonation, that fizz that's in those carbonated drinks fizz is actually gas you are ingesting, and that's going to make your bloating and gas a lot more difficult around your belly as well. Number 4, I would recommend to try some herbal teas. Herbal teas are fantastic. They help out and they help minimize bloating, even if you're having bloating when you're not traveling. Things like chamomile tea, ginger tea, lemon tea, and peppermint tea help to soothe the gut, keep your bloating down, help out with distension, and also allow you to not have as much gas. Number 5, I recommend to keep on moving. Don't just sit on that long plane. Whenever you get a chance, walk down those aisles. Get your body going. Get your body moving. Your body and your bowels like movement. And that's gonna help out with the jet belly and bloating as well. Number 6, if you're chewing gum, guess what else you're doing? You're swallowing a ton of air. It's called aerophagia. And so if you're chewing gum, don't do that anymore. Minimize that. Minimize the amount of air that's coming into your mouth, into your belly, because once it goes into your belly, it pretty much causes your belly to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And while you're at it, if you're chewing gum, make sure it does not have artificial sweeteners in them. In fact, eliminate all artificial sweeteners. There are people who just cannot digest those artificial sweeteners, and whenever they do digest that, it causes an explosion inside their GI tract to cause bloating and distension to occur. And then lastly, try taking some anti-gas medication like Gas-X. This works really well, helps to decrease the bloat, decrease the jet belly, and allow you to travel safely. But these are my tips I recommend for not only jet belly, but for anybody who has bloating issues. These are things that I recommend in my clinic.